Yeah, no, absolutely. And you mentioned absurd court cases. And again, I'm talking to my friend Julianna Forlano, writer, comedian, satirist, host of the Julianna Forlano Show on WBAI in New York, which you can find at WBAI.com. You can also find her on Twitter at Julianna Forlano. But you mentioned horrible court cases. Yeah, I mean, like the last couple weeks with the Supreme Court cases, it's really been unbelievably depressing and really gut-wrenching and eye-opening. If people weren't aware of how much power the Supreme Court has, the last couple weeks really, if you're not aware now, nothing's going to make you more aware here. I know, obviously the Hobby Lobby is a huge giant case. I know you guys have been covering it on the show. Tell us your take on the Hobby Lobby decision.
Well, I think it's very interesting that the Hobby Lobby decision is based on a couple of...
Are you eating, by the way?
No,
Are you
sorry,
eating while we're talking on the...
I just something in my face.
Really? Man, Julianna, jeez.
I know, I'm terrible.
Man, you host your own show. What would you do if someone was snacking when they were talking to you? Come on.
Sorry, man. I have to, right after this interview, I have to race to the place. So I'm like trying to... I didn't know you were going to stop talking. I was stuffing apple circles from Trader Joe's into my face. Anyway, Hobby Lobby, chomp chomp. Please do not take my eating as a sign that I disrespect both the Hobby Lobby case and or your show.
This is what, yeah. Everything's so important. Here, let's have a little crackling. Let's open up some candy here.
It's like going to the opera and having that was my job one time. Was I was the person at the opera who would come and shine the light on the person who was eating the candy or the cough mints or the cookies because they were crackling. And now here I am.
So,
What's become of me?
Yes, such a hypocrite. Come on.
Okay, I forgot.
Anyway, you were saying Hobby Lobby.
Anyway, I'm talking Hobby Lobby. The thing that really gets me about the Hobby Lobby case is it's based on a couple of things that are basically untrue. So science has proven that, I believe they call it, what's that word? Abortives,
I think. I know what you're talking. What they were saying that what some of Hobby Lobby was saying was these birth. I don't know. We would know what we're talking about. They were saying that these certain types of birth control weren't actually birth control. They were actually causing actual abortions, is what they were saying.
Right, saying that, the fertilized egg is, it just stops the fertilized egg from implanting, and people who are anti-abortion say one fertilized egg is a baby, and therefore, if you're killing this goo mass, then you're aborting a child. But in addition to the fact that that is a silly proposition, because I don't believe that goo is a child, especially when it has no nervous system, no ability to process pain, no ability to have any kind of conscious awareness. It's a cell. Does your fingernail process pain? That's made of cells.
Yeah.
Anyway, but let's not go down that road. That's not even how the mechanism upon which some of these things work, the Plan B pill specifically. So, the Hobby Lobby people are saying, well, it's an abortion, and therefore we don't want to cover it. But it's not even abortion. So the whole case is based on things that are not exactly even real. And that is the scary part, that that the whole case, the whole notion is based on things that are not exactly that aren't scientifically proven, and
right.
that is very disturbing, because there's tons of ramifications from this decision. I'm sure you maybe read already, but the majority opinion leaves open the question of whether government has a similarly compelling interest in preventing discrimination on the basis of sex or sexual orientation. And now people want to start discriminating on the basis of sexual orientation because they say it's against my religion. And then people are saying, this whole idea that abortion is a religious or anti-abortion is a religious conviction, that's not exactly that is taken on its face value also. I mean, there is contention within certain, like even the Catholic Church has people who say contraception is fine and those who say that contraception is not fine. This case is not breaking down sort of the tenets of someone's religion, i.e. by saying, okay, well, Jesus, as for Catholics, Jesus is not the Son of God and you can't believe that. I think that if Hobby Lobby really wanted to believe that believes in their faith and believes that they should not have to pay for abortions, that they could either let their people go onto the exchanges and pay the tax or the whatever it's called, the fee that they would have to pay in order to do that, or actually pay. Why should they not have to pay? Why should they get out of the law? Because they have a religious exemption. It's just not fair. And I also personally believe that the Catholic Church should be paying and other churches should be paying taxes on their property. But that's a whole other story.
Yeah. Well, what kills me about this, too, is it's obviously well documented, the implications, and we talked about it last week on the show, just about how the wording of this decision really does leave open. I mean, like you were saying, so if someone can not follow a certain law because their religion dictates it, a big Facebook meme that was going around last week was, in the Bible, it says that all debts should be forgiven every 7 years. And so, hey, you can, after 7 years, all college loan debt should be gone. Your credit card debt should be gone. Your housing debt should be gone after 7 years. I mean, that's in the Bible, too. And abortion's not even in the Bible anyway. So, that's that. Beside the point, that's not actually even the Bible. But the fact, not even that, this is what I actually didn't talk about this last week, and I'm glad we're talking about it here. What kind of kills me about this is another glaring example of, so this is in Obamacare, this exemption that they put in trying to appease these moron right-wingers. They put in this religious exemption for certain groups and certain churches. And so, the Democrats and the senators were like, oh, we're going to have this, Obamacare, and what we're going to do is it's okay, religious groups, we're going to exempt you from this part. And so it was actually their own appeasement that actually let this door be open, because they actually had this written in their law. And if they would have just done single bloody payer to begin with, we wouldn't be having this problem. If they wouldn't have been having this type of appeasement of these crazy religious people in the law, this problem, I mean, not that there wouldn't be challenges to things because the right-wingers are going to challenge it anyway, but this is just another example of why us on the left should not be appeasing the right wing in any way, shape, or form.
I agree. And, some of the information I read on this said that, Hobby Lobby was actually providing all these kinds of contraceptions until lawyers behind the Hobby Lobby case contacted the company to see if they wanted to file suit. So have you heard anything about who are these lawyers and who put them up to this idea? Do you know about this? I mean, that's where I start to think that there must be some other explanation. I believe that it was, an attempt to undermine the Affordable Care Act. And in effect, it has it's undermined equality because people of other religions can now either say, I don't believe in pork rinds, so I'm not going to pay for your unemployment, because maybe unemployment might go for pork rinds if you're a certain persuasion and you're not allowed to eat pork. You can't claim religious exemption for one thing and not allow other religions to claim it for other things. Otherwise, we're going to have to just change our slogan for the U.S., where it's not equality and, with liberty and justice for all. We have to change it so that it says, it's liberty and justice for people that the right wing deems important.